He's drawn comparisons to Ted Williams, which is 1,000% accurate. 4-time All-Star. He made the All-Star game in 3 straight seasons with 3 different teams. He's one of 10 players to do that. No player has made it to 4 straight seasons with 4 different teams. I can't imagine a world where he isn't an all-star with the Mets this upcoming season. No player has even made an all-star game with a 4th team, regardless of consecutive, before turning 31. So even if he doesn't make it this season, he's got another 5 seasons before he can break that record. 5-time Silver Slugger, helped the Nats win the World Series age 20, hit 41 ding-dongs and 109 ribeyes, 989 OPS last season. He hit the home run that delivered the Yankees to the World Series, their first since 2009 in the ALCS. He's one of only 9 players to hit at least 200 home runs through age 25. The longest home run of his career came at Citi Field on August 12, 2020, traveling 466 feet. He also hit a 463-foot home run 2 days earlier, which is those are the 4th and 5th longest home runs at Citi Field in the StatCast era since 2015. The career high 41 home runs he hit last season with the Yankees. No player has hit a 40 home run season for both the Yankees and Mets. In fact, the only players with 40-plus home runs in their careers for each of the franchises are Strawberry, Beltran, and Granderson. He's one of 9 players with multiple postseason home runs with 3 different teams. Nobody has done so for 4 teams yet. Seems like he's going to do that. I mean, I'm trying not to jinx this. I'm trying not to jinx all this because I'm getting friggin' giddy reading all these stats and what he's like, his projections and like the forecast. Like, I'm trying to not. It's hard to contain the excitement because the Mets have never really had a player like this. Never. I mean, Lindor is probably as close as we have gotten to that. I mean, obviously David Wright was on pace for a lot of amazing milestones and achievements, and injuries derailed his career, and it's so goddamn sad. Because if you look at his projections and forecasts, he was a surefire Hall of Famer, but he just injuries. You think about all the goddamn weird injuries that Mets players have suffered in the past. Is he going to catch that bug? Is Soto going to have, he's going to be on his patio deck and a bird flies into his eyeball? 2024 was Soto's 4th season with at least 25 home runs and 125 walks. That's the 4th most in Major League Baseball history, behind only Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth, and Ted Williams. I mean, the names that are being linked to this dude are insane. Soto and Williams are the only players with more than 2 such seasons within their first 7 years in the majors. Soto has 201 career home runs, tied with Albert Pujols for 6th most before turning 26, behind Jimmy Fox, Eddie Matthews, Alex Rodriguez, Mel Ott, and Mickey Mantle. Oh my God. And that's with 2020 being the shortened 60-game season. So if 2020 had been a full season, he would have hit 28 more home runs, putting him at the top of the list. He also has 23 career multi-homer games, the 2nd most before turning 26. Soto is one of only 9 players to hit at least 200 home runs through age 25. Each of the 8 other players played full careers. A-Rod, Fox, Matthews, Ott, Mantle, Frank Robinson, and Pujols all got to 500. So he will, I mean, we're talking about God, see, I've been so psychologically, I have PTSD. And I know you shouldn't throw that around casually, right? And minimize it. But this is real. I have PTSD. I think a lot of Mets fans do. This is too good to be true. This doesn't happen to us. And when something good happens, it's usually something bad happens right after it. So it's hard. If this is the new norm, we're just going to have good stuff and nothing bad's going to happen, I don't know how to. It's going to take a while for me to embrace that because I'm like, oh, please, God, we got to just wrap this dude in bubble wrap. Since his debut in 2018, Juan Soto leads all hitters in on-base percentage at a .421 clip. He's had at least a .400 on-base percentage in each of his first 7 seasons of his career. That streak is tied with Ferris Fane for the fourth longest streak to start a career among players in the live ball era dating back to 1920. He's chasing Ted Williams, was the first 17 seasons, which is incredible. Frank Thomas, who had 8, and Wade Boggs, who had 8. He's finished first in walks in 2021, 2022, and 2023, so not last year. He has 769 career walks, already the most walks in Major League history through age 25, and it's second most by a player before turning 27, behind Mickey Mantle's 797. So he should easily break that. 29 walks away from breaking the pre-27 record, and he hasn't played a single pitch as a 26-year-old. Woo! His career at Citi Field: .333 batting average, .466 sluggo, .709 OPS. Oh my friggin' god, dude. 12 home runs in 35 games at Citi Field. So the whole he had the short porch at Yankee Stadium and he's not going to have that in Citi Field. I didn't realize that our fences were 470 feet deep. This guy doesn't even, you can move the fences back another 50 feet you want. The guy's still going to hit home runs.